lost tribes, the southern kingdom. In the beginning of Jacob and Leah's union, they were blessed with their third and fourth sons, Levi and Judah. They praised the Most High God Ahia, knowing these sons were destined for important roles within the kingdom. In his later years, Jacob fathered his 12th son with Rachel, naming him Benjamin. These three sons would eventually form the southern kingdom of Israel, biblically known as the house of Judah. Jacob saw in Judah the qualities of a lion, strong and noble, symbolizing leadership and the right to govern with a crown and scepter. Judah was destined to be a significant leader, guiding his people with wisdom and strength, while Levi's lineage was chosen by God for priestly duties and spiritual guidance. The Levitical priests held an essential position in the Jerusalem temple, teaching the law and maintaining the spiritual and moral values of the nation. Their dedication to preserving the faith earned them great respect. Alongside them, the descendants of Judah and the kin of Benjamin played a key role in defending Israel. Jacob likened Benjamin to a ravenous wolf, fierce, loyal, and protective, making him an ideal member of the southern kingdom and contributing some of the most skilled warriors. This blend of tribes created a balanced kingdom, with Judah as kings, Levi as priests, and Benjamin as warriors. As they encountered various trials, Judah stood out as a strong leader, guiding his brothers with courage and determination. Judah's remarkable combat skills and unwavering resolve earned him the title of the Lion of Israel. King Saul, from the tribe of Benjamin, was Israel's first ruler, and his successor, King David from Judah, founded a lasting dynasty. According to Moses' prophecy in Deuteronomy 33, the tribe of Judah would have the power to establish and dismantle great empires, making it a powerful and sometimes volatile force throughout history. With the Messiah, Yeshua Christ, emerging from Judah, this tribe would ultimately play a pivotal role in the salvation of Israel and the world. Over time, the descendants of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi carried forward the essence of their ancestors, achieving significant roles and influence within their own kingdom and in various lands they would come to impact. From rulers and leaders to trendsetters, pioneers, athletes, and artists, they left a lasting imprint on the course of human history. Nonetheless, it was foretold that the southern kingdom would eventually stray from worshiping the God of Israel, Ahia, leading to their captivity. This would result in the loss of their identity, wealth, and heritage, as they were dispersed among the Gentile nations. In 70 AD, the Romans besieged Jerusalem, annihilating the temple, killing a substantial portion of the population, and selling the survivors into slavery throughout the Middle East. Those who heeded Christ's warning fled Jerusalem ahead of the destruction brought by Vespasian and Titus. Forced to leave their homeland, they set out on journeys that would scatter them across far-flung regions. Escaping Roman persecution and the ravages of war, many Jews sought refuge in the vast expanses of Africa. Their perilous journey, marked by danger and uncertainty, led them to new lands and fresh beginnings. The identity of the southern kingdom of Israel, described biblically as people of color, is not a recent revelation, yet this fact has largely remained concealed from the general public and stands as one of the world's well-hidden secrets. Eleazar ben Hyrcanus was a notable Jewish sage in Judea during the 1st and 2nd centuries. The chapters of Rabbi Eleazar is an Aggadic midrash work focused on providing critical insights and retellings of biblical narratives. According to ancient Jewish traditions, the descendants of Shem were considered dark-skinned, much like the descendants of Ham in regions such as Timbuktu. Mungo Park, a Scottish explorer who traveled through West Africa, documented the presence of Jews in Timbuktu. These Jews, although practicing Muslim prayers, maintained Hebrew traditions passed down through generations. Park later identified these Jews as the Mandingos, or Mandinka, a tribe located in Mali. The term Mandingo is a distorted version of Mandinka and was often used in North America to refer to black male slaves, reflecting the physical characteristics of men from Mali, Guinea, the Ivory Coast, Senegal, Gambia, and Guinea-Bissau. Timbuktu and the surrounding Hausa region in Africa are reported to be home to one of the lost tribes of Israel, possibly an offshoot of the tribe of Judah. In African Arabic, Yehuda refers to Judah, while Yehudi means Jew. It is believed that many of the lost tribes of Israel are scattered across Africa's interior regions. This view is supported by various historians, including Captain Alan F. Gardner, Henry Francis Flynn, John Colenso, and Tudor Parfit, who suggest that the Negro populations of sub-Saharan Africa have roots tracing back to Egypt and their journey through the parted sea into Canaan. The fate of Jews fleeing after 70 AD has long been a topic of speculation. It is possible that some sought sanctuary in the heart of Africa. These Jewish descendants, having fled their homeland, embarked on journeys that dispersed them throughout Africa. They established communities across the continent, from the shores of Senegal to the forests of Guinea, and from the plains of Liberia to the jungles of Congo. Their heritage became a symbol of hope amidst uncertainty. Their influence extended globally, shaping nations from the halls of power in the United States to the courts of Morocco, from the streets of London to the Caribbean islands of Haiti and Jamaica. The Southern Kingdom tribes, through their contributions as architects of empires, have left a significant and enduring legacy in history. During their time of enslavement by the Arabs, the descendants of Judah were organized into an elite unit known as the Black Guard. This group played a crucial role in supporting one of the most formidable Arabian dynasties in history. When it came to conquering, establishing, and maintaining empires, the black men from Judah were unparalleled. They even contributed to the conquest of the New World under the designation of the Black Conquistadors before returning to help build nations, continuing their legacy of empire building that spanned from Egypt to Persia. Meanwhile, the descendants of Benjamin established their own notable legacies as the Coromantee and Ashanti in Ghana, the Igbo in Nigeria, the Maasai in Kenya, and the Zulu and Shona in Zimbabwe. In his book, Hebrewisms of West Africa, From Nile to Niger with the Jews, Joseph J. Williams describes the Coromantee, also known as the Golgothes or Negroes, highlighting their distinctive physical and mental traits. These individuals are renowned for their exceptional physical and mental strength, as well as their fierce temperament. Despite their perceived stubbornness, which mirrors an ancient Roman concept of soul fortitude, they were known for their willingness to work hard and their strong constitution, likely shaped by their experiences as slaves in Africa. This portrayal reflects the resilience and adaptability of the Coromantee people. Brian Edwards, a historian, describes the Coromantee brought to Jamaica and Suriname with characteristics that align with the biblical depiction of the tribe of Benjamin, especially as detailed in the Last Days prophecy in Genesis 49. In the 18th century, the fierce and rebellious nature of the Coromantee became so infamous among European slave traders that a proposal was made to halt their importation from the Gold Coast. Although known for their strength and work ethic, they were peaceful and diligent, but staunchly defended their freedom and independence, often at great personal cost. They resisted the British, Dutch, and Portuguese forces with notable tenacity. Meanwhile, the Levites, after the exile of the Southern Kingdom, did not engage as actively in empire building or establishing kingdoms. Instead, they continued their traditional roles, with remnant priests known as the Oruba dispersed among the tribes of Judah and Benjamin, spanning the northern and southern regions of their ancestral lands in Nigeria, Benin, and Togo. According to a university white paper on the origins of Vodou, this religion is heavily influenced by the traditional African spiritual practices of Nigeria, Benin, and Togo. These regions were inhabited by the Yoruba people, whose religious customs include prayer, animal sacrifice, and a belief in the interconnectedness of life and death. During the 16th through 18th centuries, French and Spanish slave traders began to raid Western Africa, capturing native people and forcing them into slavery. Many of these enslaved individuals were transported to Haiti, where they were subjected to severe conditions designed to instill fear and prevent escape. The origins of the African slave trade can be traced back to earlier periods when Arabs and Berbers, situated north of the Judean regions in Mali and Senegal, began trading enslaved people. A notable instance of this is the sub-Saharan slave trade, which transported millions of enslaved individuals from Africa through North Africa to the Arab and Muslim worlds. Duncan Clark, a Zimbabwean-born European, points out that the history of slavery among West Africans predates the American slave trade. Clark illustrates the vast numbers of African slaves who were sent to Arab regions during the notorious triangular trade. Thus, the 9.85 million Africans traded to Arabia closely approximates the nearly 12 million who endured the Atlantic slave trade. However, some African historians argue that these figures may be too low, suggesting that over 50 million Africans were forcibly removed during the Atlantic trade alone. Although the Arab slave trade was among the most enduring and brutal in history, it was not the final instance of Africans being captured and transported to unfamiliar lands. The transatlantic slave trade devastated West Africa, tearing apart families and uprooting entire communities. Millions of Africans were forcibly removed from their homeland and sold into slavery with the endorsement of the Pope. Among those enslaved were descendants of Judah. Their harrowing journey led most to Brazil and plantations across Central and South America, with a significant number also ending up in the United States. Despite enduring immense hardship and harsh treatment, these individuals maintained their resilience and spirit. The descendants of Benjamin were dispersed across various locations, finding their way onto slave ships bound for Jamaica and other Caribbean islands, as well as regions in Europe and Canada. The Levite priests were similarly transported to the French Caribbean colonies, particularly Haiti on the island of Hispaniola. Even after the end of formal slavery, these individuals faced ongoing political, social, and economic marginalization, which relegated them to the lowest rungs of society. They were scattered far and wide with the southern kingdom's tribes, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, journeying across the globe. The tribe of Judah was spread from Mali and Senegal to Sierra Leone, Gabon, Cameroon, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Angola, and even into the United States. The tribe of Benjamin established their presence in Ghana, the Ivory Coast, Congo, Namibia, and throughout South and East Africa, with smaller groups in Liberia, Nigeria, Chad, Ethiopia. They also reached the West Indian islands of Jamaica and Cuba. The tribe of Levi settled in Togo, Benin, Nigeria, and Cameroon, and had a notable presence in the Caribbean, particularly in Haiti. These three tribes found themselves intermixed across various islands, including the Bahamas, Grenada, Trinidad and Tobago, St. Kitts and Nevis, Antigua and Barbuda, Barbados, and St. Lucia, as well as in parts of the Middle East, Europe, and Central and South America, Brazil, Panama, Colombia, Costa Rica, Honduras, carrying with them a diminished but enduring heritage of Israel. These tribes faced numerous challenges and adversities. Their journey was marked by the curses described in Deuteronomy 28. Driven from their ancestral lands, they yearned for the day they would reclaim their rightful place in Israel. Determined to reconnect with their roots and restore their heritage, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi embarked on a mission to uncover the truth about their ancestry. Their search led them from dusty archives to forgotten tombs as they prepared for a new era. The 12 tribes began to awaken to their divine purpose, guided by Scripture and their faith. With hearts ignited by the hope of redemption, the enduring spirit of their ancestors inspired the kings of Judah to rally the priests of Levi, the warriors of Benjamin, and the rest of Israel's tribes to return to their God, Ahia. The southern kingdom is not solely relying on faith and perseverance to reclaim its blessings and envision a brighter future. Its primary path to renewal involves returning to the laws set forth by their God in the Torah and guiding their fellow tribes of Israel to follow these principles as well. Without this return to divine law, Israel risks remaining marginalized and oppressed. Historically, fierce adversaries have attacked the Israelites, destroying their cities, seizing their land, and consigning them to captivity. This occurred because in their exile, the Israelites lost their identity and forgot their homeland. Those who recognized them as the lost tribes exploited their skills and creativity by enslaving them. Many nations committed grave injustices under the belief that it was their duty to punish Israel and Judah for violating God's laws. They perceived their actions as executing divine judgment. Is this accurate? According to the covenant made between Israel and their God, they were warned that failing to uphold their side of the agreement would result in the curses described by Moses, including the arrival of a hostile and foreign nation from afar. to transform their curse into a blessing. Israel and Judah must return to their God and adhere to his laws, which would lift the curses and liberate them
Ten
from
Commandments.
their mental and
Let's do
spiritual
it. Let's
bondage.
do it.
As the past shadows recede, the descendants of Judah,
I'm already
Benjamin,
doing
and
it, though.
Levi are poised to enter a new
Raise
era
up.
of prosperity and abundance under the Messiah, the Anointed One, Yeshua Christ. With Christ from the tribe of Judah as their leader, the restored kingdom of Israel is set to thrive, bringing forth an age of peace, prosperity, and unity. From flourishing fields to a thriving economy, the land will be vibrant and full of life. Just as any kingdom needs a king, the time has come for the dormant lion, the king, to awaken, unite the tribes, and guide the people under Christ and their God. This unity will usher in a new era of righteousness and fulfillment for the nation of Israel.